Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Green Team. Adapted by Christy Webster, illustrated by Patrick Spastini. A long time ago, a man named Hamato Yoshi bought 4 turtles at a pet store. As he left, he passed a man on the street who was walking in a strange way, almost like a robot. Hamato decided to follow him. In an alley, a rat ran up Hamato's leg. The strange man saw Hamato and threw a canister at him. Smash! It broke, splashing green goo all over Hamato, the turtles, and the rat. The goo caused a chemical reaction. The turtles grew to human size, and Hamato grew fur and a tail. He became a human rat. That today, Hamato and the turtles became mutants. Now, Hamato Yoshi is called Splinter. For 15 years, he and the turtles all lived together in the sewer. The turtles called Splinter Sensei, which means teacher. He was teaching the turtles how to be ninjas. They were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Leonardo was brave. Michelangelo liked to have fun. Donatello was smart and loved gadgets. Raphael was tough. On their 15th birthday, the turtles wanted to see the city. The turtles had never been above ground. Splinter thought people would be afraid of them. "Do you think we're ready, Sensei?" Leonardo asked. "Yes and no," Splinter replied. In the end, he let them go. "Don't let anyone see you," he warned. The turtles cheered. The turtles peeked out a manhole and saw the street for the first time. It was dark and spooky. There was dirt and garbage everywhere. "It's so beautiful," Michelangelo said. The turtles ran around the city exploring. They peered in a store window. "Look at the computers," Donatello said. Suddenly the turtles saw a bright light. It was a scooter. The man riding it couldn't believe his eyes. Raphael growled at him. The man screamed and swerved. He just missed hitting the turtles. A box fell off the scooter as the man drove away. The turtles moved on, but Michelangelo grabbed the box. The turtles looked at the box. "Should we open it?" Donatello asked. Raphael opened the box. Inside was a pizza. The turtles had never seen pizza before. "I think it's food," Donatello said. Michelangelo took a bite. It was awesome. "I love it up here," Michelangelo said. The turtles gobbled the whole pizza. When the sun started to rise, it was time to go home. On their way there, Donatello saw a girl walking with her dad. The girl's name was April. "She's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen," he said. "She's the only girl you've ever seen," Raphael said. Suddenly, strangers drove up and tried to capture April and her dad. April screamed for help. "We have to save them," Donatello cried. "Splinter says we can't be seen," Leonardo said. Donatello rushed towards the van anyway. The other turtles ran after him. The turtles tried to save April and her dad from the bad guys, but they kept bumping into each other. Leonardo jabbed Raphael. "Watch it," he said. Michelangelo knocked Donatello over. "Oops," Michelangelo said. The turtles couldn't work as a team. The bad guys got away with April and her dad. One bad guy stayed behind. Michelangelo chased him into an alley and finally won the fight. Then a weird pink blob crawled out of the man's chest. The bad guy was a robot with a brain inside. The brain hissed and jumped up. Michelangelo screamed. Michelangelo rushed over to the other turtles. He tried to tell them what he had seen. "That thing had a brain," he said, but the other turtles didn't believe him. "We all have brains," Leonardo replied. Back in the sewer, the turtles told Splinter about April and her dad. They told him how they couldn't work together. "I need to train you as a team," Splinter said. "Next year, you can go to the surface again." Donatello didn't want to wait a year. He wanted to save April. There was no time for Splinter to train them, but Splinter thought they would be a better team if they had a leader. He chose Leonardo. The next night, the turtles returned to the surface, ready to try again. They tracked down the van the bad guys had used. They hid and waited for the driver to come back. When he saw the driver coming, Leonardo said, "I have a daring plan." But the other turtles were already running towards the van. The driver saw the turtles coming for him. He jumped into the van and sped away. The turtles chased after the van. They jumped over rooftops to keep up. Leonardo threw a star. The tire blew. The van swerved and crashed. Raphael opened the back of the van. It was full of the same green goo that had turned the turtles into mutants. "This is huge," Leonardo said. "These bad guys have something to do with us." "How is that possible?" Donatello asked. "Anything is possible for alien robots," Michelangelo said. He grabbed the driver and started pulling on his face. He wanted to show the other turtles how the bad guys had pink brains inside. But the driver's face was real. It didn't come off. "Okay, but those other men were totally robots," Michelangelo said. Raphael took a canister of green goo from the van. He shoved it in the driver's face. "This stuff can turn you into a mutant like us," he said. "Tell us what's going on." He tipped the canister a little. "Okay," the driver said. "My name is Snake. Those guys are called the Krang. They're grabbing scientists. I don't know why." He showed the turtles the Krang's hideout. Raphael wanted to attack right away, but Leonardo wanted to make a plan first. While they were arguing, Snake escaped. The turtles chased Snake over the rooftops and into an alley, but Snake disappeared. Leonardo spotted him hiding behind some trash cans. He nudged Raphael. "Oh, great," Leonardo said loudly. "We let him get away." "Let's drive the van up to the gate at midnight," Leonardo said. Snake heard him. Later, at the Krang's hideout, the van was racing up to the door. Snake and the Krang thought it was the turtles. Zap! The Krang destroyed the van. It crashed into the gate. Green goo splattered everywhere and covered Snake. But the van was empty. Where were the turtles? "That was lucky," said Michelangelo. "That was the plan," said Leonardo. They sneaked into the hideout. It was full of the Krang. They were running all over the place. One by one, the turtles took out the Krang. The final Krang sparked and came apart. Its brain crawled out. "See?" Michelangelo said. He picked up the brain. "I told you." The other turtles screamed. The Krang really were robot aliens with brains. The turtles searched the hideout for April and her dad. They found a holding cell. April and her dad were inside. Donatello tried to pick the lock. It wouldn't open. Raphael started smashing it. Just as the door was about to give, the Krang came back. They dragged April and her dad away. The turtles chased them outside. Snake blocked their path, but now he was huge. He was covered in leaves and thorns. The green goo had mutated him. "It's Snake, but he's a giant weed," Leonardo said. He's a snakeweed, Michelangelo said. The turtles tried to fight past snakeweed. Every time they sliced a branch off, it grew back. No fair, Donatello said. The Krang forced April and her dad into a helicopter. Donatello leaped into the air and grabbed the helicopter's skids. The other turtles stayed behind, holding back Snakeweed and the Krang. The helicopter swerved with Donatello's weight. April fell out. Donatello jumped after her. He saved her. The Krang were everywhere. The turtles were trapped. Between them and Snakeweed, Snakeweed yanked Leonardo by the ankle and swung him upside down. Leonardo spotted some power lines. They led to a big power generator. I have a plan, he yelled. He told Raphael and Michelangelo what it was as he broke free from Snakeweed. Raphael and Michelangelo stayed near Snakeweed. Leonardo climbed the generator. Donatello and April watched. What are they doing? Donatello asked. Snakeweed chased Leonardo to the generator. So did the Krang. They almost had him. Blam! Just as their energy cannon blasted, Leonardo jumped out of the way. The generator exploded. The turtles and April ran away. April was safe thanks to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but the Krang still had her dad. We'll help him, Donatello told her. But it's not your fight, April said. It is now, they said. Now the turtles are a team.